Hello and welcome to Lesson 2, Solving Word Problems with Whole Numbers. To start the lesson off, let's first review the 4 steps to solving word problems. Step 1. Understand the problem. Read the problem multiple times if you have to. Make sure that all necessary information is given that you will need to solve the problem. Step 2. Plan the strategy or create a plan to solve the problem. Make sure that you know, are you going to need to add or do you need to subtract? And plan out your problem. Step 3. Execute your plan. Do your math, solve the problem. Step 4. You will check your work. If your work checks out, then you're done. If your work does not check out, then you will need to start back over at step 1 and work through the problem again. So today we are going to be solving word problems with whole numbers. Here's the problem that we will work out together. Volleyball became an official Olympic sport in 1964. The sport of basketball was invented 73 years before volleyball became an Olympic sport. In what year was basketball invented? Let's do step 1. Read and understand your problem. Read and understand your problem. Volleyball became an official Olympic sport in 1964. The sport of basketball was invented 73 years before volleyball became an Olympic sport. In what year was basketball invented? Look at the problem. What are you needing to solve? Is all of the information there that you need to solve the problem? So, what are they wanting you to solve? Or what are they wanting you to find out? They want you to find out what year basketball was invented. Now that we know what they want us to solve, let's move to step 2 so that we can create our plan to solve it. We know they want us to find out what year basketball was invented. So what information do we need to solve, and how will we solve this problem? That is how we are going to develop our plan. We know that volleyball became an Olympic sport in 1964, and we know that basketball was invented 73 years before volleyball became an Olympic sport. So if we're wanting to find out what year basketball was invented, we will need to take the year that volleyball became an Olympic sport, which was 1964, and subtract 73 years from that to find out when basketball was invented. So our plan is 1964 minus 73. Now that we have our plan, let's move on to step 3. Step 3, we're going to execute and solve our plan or solve our problem. 1964 minus 73 equals 1891. So, basketball was invented in 1891. Now that we have our answer, we've solved our problem, let's move on to step 4. Step 4, check your work. If we subtracted to solve the problem, what will we need to do to check our work? Yes, we will need to add. So we will add 1891 plus 73 equals 1964. So yes, our problem is correct. Let's work through one more problem together. Joey ordered a cheeseburger and french fries. Tammy ordered chicken nuggets and apple pie. Use the chart to find how many more calories were in Joey's meal than in Tammy's meal. So as you can see, sometimes the word problem that's given to you is going to require you to use a table or a chart to solve the problem. Here is the table or chart that we will use to solve this problem. This is the nutrition guide. It shows the item and how many calories were in each item. So let's use our steps to figure out and to solve this problem. Let's go to step 1. Step 1, understand the problem and determine what they want you to solve for. So our problem is saying that Joey ordered a cheeseburger and french fries, Tammy ordered chicken nuggets and an apple pie, and they want us to use this chart to determine how many more calories were in Joey's meal than in Tammy's meal. So, we know we are needing to use the chart to find out how many calories there were in Joey's meal, and we need to figure out how many calories there were in Tammy's meal, and then we need to figure out how many more Joey had. Does this chart give us all the information that we need to solve this problem? Yes. So now we know what they're wanting us to do. Now we know we have all the information. Now let's move on to step 2. Step 2. We're going to make a plan to solve this problem. As you already know, we first need to find out how many calories were in Joey's meal and then how many calories were in Tammy's meal. Then we will subtract Tammy's total calories from Joey's total calories to determine how many more are in Joey's meal. So Joey had a cheeseburger and french fries. A cheeseburger has 640 calories and french fries has 372. So the first thing we'll do is we will add 640 plus 372. Then to determine how many calories were in Tammy's meal, Tammy had chicken nuggets and an apple pie. Chicken nuggets had 236 calories and an apple pie had 320. So you're wanting to add 236 plus 320. Once you have those two figures, you will subtract Joey's total meal from Tammy's total meal. Now we have our plan. Let's move to step 3 and solve it. Step 3, execute the plan. So we have 640 calories plus 372 calories in Joey's meal, which gives him a total of 1,012 calories. Tammy's meal had 236 and 320, which gave her a total of 556 calories. We will subtract Joey's total calories of 1,012 from Tammy's calories. We will subtract 556. That'll give us 456 more calories in Joey's meals. So we subtracted Tammy's meal from Joey's meal, and we came up with 456 calories. There are 456 more calories in Joey's meal. Let's move on to step 4 and make sure that our answer is correct. So we're going to check our work. Since we subtracted to solve the problem, we will then add to check our work. We will take 556 plus 456, and this gives us 1,012 calories, which is the exact amount of calories that were in Joey's meal to begin with. So yes, our work checks out, and our answer is correct. Joey's meal has 456 more calories. Now please complete the independent worksheet, and good luck.